Howdy peeps, and welcome back to the next part of the build series of the SU76M, little tanky destroyer. Now, a couple of things to say before I get into this one. I am suffering from a cold at the moment, so if I start coughing or have to blow my nose, apologies for that. I'd rather blow my nose though than sit here and sniff, because that sounds really bad when you're watching a video. So yes, my voice might go, I might break down in a coughing fit, but we shall see how we go. We shall see what happens. So where were we last time? Well, we've got most of the tank, the vehicle, tank destroyer, pretty much built. It was just a few little farty bits like the tow cable, periscopes, and a couple of other little bits to go on. I also made a start on painting the rest, well, painting the crew figures. I'll try and get them in shot somewhere. There we go, in focus. And you probably can't see from that view, but the the commander figure does actually look like Vladimir Putin. Not finished yet, which is why they do have that scary kind of eye look, and need dry brushing and all sorts yet. I didn't show these on camera because the basic figure painting series I did quite a while back, actually at the start of this year, I did do one of the figures for that, so they're painted exactly the same way with exactly the same paints. So if you want to see how I've done those, you can watch that and it'll give you the exact rundown. And once all three of them are in there, there is not a lot of room, trust me on that. Right, so what was next up? I believe, as the instructions say, it's the tow cable. Now this is a piece of string, and usually I would actually replace this, but I use a piece of copper wire or either leftover copper wire from usually a trumpeter kit, or some brass picture hanging wire, or even some lead core fishing line. But we shall go with the included string, I should think, assuming that is the right size. Find something to cut string with. Oh, there's been randomness going on at the bench lately. I've been doing all sorts. Not a lot this week. That should be quite interesting to see when I put this up and how far out I've actually got now, because it is the 5th of October at the moment. So quite when I actually get this uploaded, I don't know. We shall see how far behind I've got. Anyway, part A22. Yeah, it's nice they've given us plenty of the string though. Enough there for another couple. So A22. Oh yeah, just about in shot. I can scooch forward a little further if I need to. There we go. Now, with this being strings of plastic, we are obviously going to have to use super glue to stick it. Not really a problem. And thankfully Tamiya have put the sprue gates, etc., in sensible places on these. Most of the time you end up kind of sanding through well, detail, let's be honest, try and get rid of the sprue gates, but it's only the one at the bottom end of the loop, which will be facing downwards anyway, so won't really be visible. Anywho, what's been going on lately? Well, I'm gonna try and avoid talking about what's happening in the world at the moment because it's just depressing. It's yeah. Obviously, sympathies, condolences, and thoughts go out to anyone affected in any of the recent tragedies, whether they be environmental or human making. But I'm going to stay out of those debates. Scale modelling is not a place for politics. We do this hobby to enjoy and to relax. Don't want to be adding extra stress to the equation if we can help it. Well, actually, I'll do what... I forget who it was who told me to do this, but I will do it this time. Just to make you happy. Might have been Nige. Again, whoever it was, I do apologise, but, you know, my memory is shocking. Again, knock the old super glue off so it doesn't glue up totally. Oh dear. I might have to have a quick nose wipe as well while we're here. Good thing about being in the man cave, constant supply of kitchen roll. Right, so there we go. We take our... I haven't actually left us a lot of indentation in there. I was kind of thinking there might be a bit more than that, but never mind. So, a bit of super glue on the cocktail stick. Instantly wipe it off on the piece of kitchen paper that I have on the bench at all times. It's just getting this to go in and stick. I do have some accelerator which I can use. I'll peel the price label off. Usually what I would do is just spray some of this into a little cup like that and then use a brush to apply it, but as it's only the 2 bits, I will just give it a light spray. Put the glue on this first, might help. A little more. So if you've not used super glue kicker or accelerator before, I'm not entirely sure of the chemical properties or what's going on, but it basically just sets super glue almost instantly. Good little visual. If I spread that around, or if we sat that and left that there for probably be an hour or so before it cured. Give that a quick spritz. I really shouldn't have done that on the cutting mat because it will probably take all the white lines off. Give it a quick blot just in case. I don't think it's anything too highly toxic, but you know, it probably doesn't smell too good. Not that I would know. But anyway, yeah, so the super glue is fully set. Nothing coming off. Excuse I. Quick swig. Yum. Right. So that is that page completable. Oops, sorry, I'm dropping in the French. Really shouldn't do that, I should have learned by now. Right, so we want another A2. Move the paintbrush out of the way. And apologies for the nice open wound on my right hand. I gave myself a bit of a burn the other day. And well, I wear gloves for work. You know, same thing, you know what happens. You wear the gloves, you get a bit sweaty. And yeah, off comes the scab. The new one forms, scabs your hand to your glove. Pull the glove off, you pull the scab off. So I'm just leaving it to kind of harden up a bit today, rather than putting any plasters or anything on it. Yeah, I just caught my hand on the edge of the George Foreman grill. Stupid newbie mistake, I know, but hey. Not everyone else can be as useless as me, surely. Right. So. Let's just see if we can get this positioned nicely. So I think most people would probably glue this in behind. I'm just trying to get a rough idea of about there will do. I'll get it back into roughly that position. Somewhere around there. Blind gluing, not to be recommended. Especially when you completely miss where you're trying to glue. Okay. Is more of a tack to sort of get it to hold in roughly the right place. And we can add more glue that side now. But while I'm waiting for that to set, because obviously if I pull on this side, I'm going to unstick that side. So we'll pop that to the side just for now. And we'll start putting together the Commander's Periscope, which is A19. I think we want 3 of them, so we'll chop both of them off this sprue. Strange, I think there's actually going to be some bits left over, so whether Tamiya was planning on doing a different version of this, I don't know. Obviously we've got a few track links, but there's some other bits as well, so oh well. I will go back through the instructions when I finish and just check I haven't missed anything obvious off. Alright, sprue C 26, 61 and 62. 26. And then we'll just B2, I believe. I'm trying to be careful with getting these sprues out of the box, and we've got the tracks and all the wheels in the box as well too, and I don't want to chuck them all over the place. Right, to me says we're finished with sprue B, there's nothing else on it. Right. They're already caught an hour in. Right, add that to my pile of dead sprues to go into the recycling bin. Have another, yeah, quick nose wipe. Right. Oh, damn it, I had another one of the A19s, didn't I? Yep. So my thinking here is I'll try and get this all built and finished this episode. Where did I put my sander? Oh, there it is. It's under my nose wipe. Right. So I'll try and get this all finished this episode. Build wise, that is. If I don't, it'll only be a couple of tiny fartarsy, excuse my French, little bits left to do. And rather than start an entirely new video for that, I'll just stick them on. It's only going to be things like sticking on the horn and headlight and top cover for the mantlet. That's about it. And then what I'll probably do is I'll do my priming off camera, because that's really boring to watch, and I'll do the actual, again, try and figure out a way of filming it without deafening you with the sound of the airbrush, which will mean I'll have the camera over that way. But it's fairly small, so it shouldn't take much painting whatsoever. So yeah, so it'll be primer, main paint, which is, you know, all over green, and the tracks will be whichever metallic colour I decide to choose. Then right. And then it'll be, as I say, decals, detail paint, then gloss coat, and then onto the weathering, which I suspect is something quite a few of you want to actually see. Not entirely sure why, but you know, there's so many different ways of doing it, and I probably won't do anything too complex or too long-winded or tricky, you know, as I am trying to film it all. I'm sure you don't want half a dozen episodes of me just smearing a bit of oil paint on and then, well, let's be honest, wiping it all off again. So I'll do a bit of sponge chipping. What else? Not. Oh, excuse me. Not entirely sure yet, actually. Probably a pin wash with enamels. and then an all over wash with a mixture of the UMP Ultimate Modelling Products washes. You can get really nice results really easily with those. And then pretty much just down to some pigments then. Again, which I'll do the simple, easy way. Maybe a bit of mud splatter effect. We shall see how we feel when we get round to it. So because of the way I've been filming everything and not wanting to get massively far ahead and forget what I've done and what I've got to do and what have you. To be honest, if I was just building this for me and painting it, if it had been on bench for more than, I don't know, a fortnight, it would be a miracle. Come on, out you come. See, that's what I get for trying to be skillful and delicate. Let's just go usual, jam it in there and see. There we go. Right, so that goes that way, which means that goes on there. Just let that one set momentarily while we pop this one into this corner. He says. Got to say, if I was going to be one of the a crew member on one of these, had to be driver. You're the only one who gets a roof, and the only one that's got any kind of space. Well, admittedly, you're the first person likely to get killed when the thing goes boom when you get shot, but hey. Right, so that's that step all done. So it's just headlight, horn and the mantlet top armour. Right. Final bag to open. Screw off clear parts, and I think we only need the one. Oh dear. Excusez-moi. Right. Let's see. 1, 5 and 16. There it is. And the first one to clean up is the light, because that's going to need painting first before we put the lens in. Clean the lens up a little. Not that it really needs it. And that one was on the mating surface. Okay, oh. Times are marching on, so let's go with silver. I'll do, near enough. Give it a quick shake. Yep, that's just the Model Air Silver for the front light. Just smear plenty about inside the light bucket. Give you at least some kind of reflection. If you have a chrome pen, you can use that as well. That'll work quite well. And so we allow that at least a few seconds to dry. We'll glue the horn together first. It does look kind of like a comedy Uga horn, so but I don't see this little thing having a horn that sounds, you know, get out of my way. It's going to be more of a little meep meep. Like the kind of horn you'd find on a little 50cc scooter or something, rather than on a tank. It's just kind of, you know, the way I see it. So we want 50, 51 and 55. Oh, that's 50, 51, 55. Oh, bloody telephone. Cold callers and nuisance callers all day today, pretty much. Well, on that phone anyway. And that was another one. But yes, I had one earlier where guy went through all the spiel, said he was from British Telecom, my phone provider, and that because I'd been with them for a long time, that they wanted to give me a better deal and they were going to save me money and knock all this money off my bill every month. And then he started asking for things like bank details. At which point I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not entirely sure this isn't a hoax or a scam call. Would you mind telling me my account number? No, because if someone from the actual company has phoned you up, they'll have your account number to hand. Now I'll be able to go, yes, Mr. Sharp, your account number is... They won't just hang up on you. Which is what this person did, just hung up when I asked. So it's like, yeah, he's trying to scam me. And I ain't falling for it. Right, so that technically is those together. I'll just bring the light up a bit so you can see. Looks like it's got the silver reflector inside it. This is interesting. As if that glues across the top there, how can we get the gun out? We can't. Right, so we're going to have to paint that separately, because I obviously want to remove the gun so I can paint the breech of it without messing up the interior that I've already painted. So before I forget and lose that part, what I shall do is just I'll stick it back in the box for now. I'll figure out, I'll probably end up having to glue it onto a cocktail stick to paint it later. And we're going fairly long. So, what we got left? So, glue these two on and then two A28s and we're done. So, I shall stick these in. Squelchy. And Squelchy, go on, get in there. Go on, you know you want to. Oh. It's going to be an awkward bugger now, isn't it? Because it's like the last piece. Never mind. So, as I've literally just got those two to stick on the back fender there, I will call it, and the next time we see this, she'll be wearing her primer. And